my little podcast. My name is Grace and I am the host of the Babbles Travelling Yarns podcast. You can find me on Instagram, Ravelry and Periscope as Vanna Willamille. I had to think there a second. And you're seeing me in my uniform. I'm just home from work on Tuesday, some number 15th? I think it's the 15th. Anyway, so I originally filmed a podcast yesterday on Monday, which is my normal day. And I decided to refilm the section at the start where I talked about the American election, and I wasn't brave enough to post it. So I'm not going to talk specifically about that. I am going to talk about what it has done for me, how it has changed my outlook on life. And I've been watching a lot of podcasts as they're coming out. Katie from number 23 mentioned that she was having trouble kind of picking, she was just having trouble picking up something and just knitting it. And I'm exactly the same. I haven't been doing much, so I will show you in the part that I filmed yesterday. I'll show you all about my whips. I haven't finished anything. Some of my spinning, and there is a section at the end with the knitting guild I went to, the knitting guild I went to on Saturday. And I met someone there on Saturday who I am really excited to actually do an interview with. And I'll show you a little clip here.
Harry.
Hi, Harry.
Oh,
thank you.
So, Hannah.
Hey. Hello.
Hi. How are you? Thank you so much for coming to see me today.
Thank you for
meeting
inviting me.
Oh, no worries.
It was such a good thing to meet you on Saturday.
It was great. So I met Hannah.
Oh,
Is that nice? Are you done with that? There's still loads more.
This
in
is
it.
Harry.
This is Harry, and he's
He'll
trying
be
to
in
get
and
the
out.
best out of the little baby chino. So that is Hannah from Circus Tonic Handmade, and we're currently working on the interview. I need to do a bit more next week, and we'll hopefully have that out to you early next week. She's such a lovely person. I hope you tune in. I'm really excited to show. Oh, she's so nice. And I'll be showing you some of the things I got from her as well later on in the episode. But first off, I just want to say something that right, this is going to be hard. I feel like I've suddenly woken up and realized that I can't just be this 20-year-old who doesn't really know what's going on and blah 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 and everything is fine and I don't know, I can't do anything, poor helpless little old me. That's not true anymore, is it? It's my generation, and I feel that we need to be the change that we see in the world, that we want in the world. And that struck me really hard on Sunday particularly. And I was like, right, do you know what? If I see something, I'm going to say something. So there are certain things which are important to me. I've been really lucky enough to be able to travel all around the world and to live and work in Edinburgh, one of the melting pots of Europe. I mean, it's not the most melting potty, but I met my first black friend, my first Muslim friend who wore a hijab, like religiously Muslim girl. I met so many incredible people. I learned more about my own country than anything else because I met so many people from Northern Ireland. I never met really a person from Northern Ireland and never talked about the troubles in Ireland until I left Ireland. How crazy is that? But that's when you really learn about things. People ask you questions and you're like, I don't actually know. Holy crap. So what I learned this week was I realised the education that I got from my actual degrees wasn't just, how to take an x-ray or whatever, because I am a radiographer. It wasn't just the human body and physiology, anatomy. It was the people I met. It was living on my own, discovering new things, just talking to people. And that's what I want to say, really. It's really important that we talk to people, that we engage constructively and find out why they think that the way they do. I find that really interesting anyway. But on Sunday, I went to the Newtown Festival, which is kind of cool. It's really nice. And they're quite eco-conscious, you know. If you made a donation of like $10, you got this kind of it wasn't this, but it's quite similar to this, and you could fill it up, and that was awesome. There was like free water filling stations, but there was this one tent that was it was I think it was for sustainable housing or affordable housing, something like, I can't remember, but it was for a good cause. But they were giving away balloons, blow up balloons, filling them full of helium and giving them out. Now, of course, every single child that was there wanted a balloon, of course. Who wouldn't want a balloon? The trouble is the kids don't hold on to them. And we live in Sydney, and the prevailing wind is inland to the ocean, so it's from hot to cold, so it blows out into the ocean. So the kids let go of the balloons get blown straight into the sea, they pop, they deflate over time, a fish eats it, a bird eats it, and the bird or fish or animal dies. Blow up balloons are toxic. The plastic never degrades, never goes away. It never goes back down into its elemental particles. It doesn't. Even the biodegradable balloons, they still take 500 years. You know, everything's biodegradable, but plastic never actually goes down into useful particles again. You know, it can't be eaten. There's no value in plastic at all. So it was bugging me the whole day while we were going around, and James could see it in his face. See it in my face. He was like, "It's really bugging you, isn't it?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, should I go over and say something? I feel like I should go over and say something. And he's like, no, don't. And I was like, what? Like, I need to. And it suddenly clicked. I was like, we are in a world now where Trump has happened and Brexit has happened, and I feel like I can't just stand back and say nothing when I disagree with something. But I'm one of these people, I can't ever say I can't be mean and like really kind of like go up and be like, why are you doing that now? I have this chronic, I want people to like me. And that's what stopped me saying anything ever, most of the time. That's what stops me. I mean, if I've got a few drinks in me, then that's easy. But if I'm sober and if I'm sitting there in the sun and everyone's having a great time and there's like lots of cute dogs around and children and music and great, I find that really difficult. So, but I said, listen, I've got to stand up for what I believe in now, even if it's something as silly as balloons. So I was like, right, okay, I'm going to go over and do this. And James was like, okay. So off I went. And I went into the tent and I was like, hi, sorry, do you mind if I talk to somebody in charge? And they were like, oh God, because, you know, that's what you automatically do. And I was like, and I said, listen, is there any way that next year when you do this, that you'd consider giving away something that's less environmentally toxic than these balloons? And I explained about how they don't break down, the helium, disappears, and they just end up in animals because they're bright, they're colourful, animals eat them, And at the start, they were a bit like blank-faced. They were like, oh, who is this stupid hippie? But I think because I didn't come across and be like, you've got to stop this right now, this is terrible for the environment, stop, blah, blah, blah. That by the end they were like, actually, thank you for the feedback. Maybe we can bring that back to the managing director and think about that for next year. Planes are so low. And I was shaking the entire time. I mean, my heart was in my mouth, it was going red, my hands were shaking. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. because they must think I'm horrible. They must think I'm so annoying. They must think I'm so strange, but it got to the stage where I was just like, I'm here now. Like, you know, I was there and I was like saying all of the stuff. I was like, listen, it's just, I really disagree with it. The ocean's just there. Kids are just going to let them go. And I know it's a great marketing opportunity, but it is damaging for the environment, and these children are going to have to live in this world eventually. And you can't do this really in the long term. You know, it's unsustainable practice, and maybe you could think about doing something alternative for next year. And I gave them some websites and stuff to have a look at, alternatives for balloons. So, you know, I was able to kind of contribute and not just say, you're doing something wrong, and just sat there and did nothing. So when I left, I felt like so much better. I just felt so much better. I felt like I'd gotten through, even if I didn't, even if they're never going to mention it again. But I feel like I might have sparked something, and I might have said something. I might have done something to change their minds and to change the world a tiny bit, even with that one company. And I just wanted to mention it. I mean, I sound like I'm bragging. I sound like I'm blowing my own horn, but like there's now that I'm thinking about it, there's a lot of times when I didn't say anything, when I saw something wrong and I didn't say anything. Or I didn't even, worse even still, I didn't even realize that it was wrong and I didn't say anything. But I feel like I'm educating myself every day. I feel like I'm talking to people every day. I feel like I'm getting different points of view from everybody, not just people on my Facebook feed, not just people I haven't blocked because they haven't annoyed me and said something. You know, I feel like I need to engage more positively with people and find out why they believe the things they believe, not just say, oh, you're such an idiot for believing that. Oh my God, you haven't done your research. I've had 2 degrees. I've got 2 degrees. I've got a degree in fine art and I've got a degree in health sciences. I've got a degree in, like, how lucky am I? I have a solid background in scientific method, statistics, you know, literary reviews, writing papers, like really research. Most people don't have 2 degrees. How lucky! Like, my first degree was free under the Irish government. My second degree was also free. I had to pay for all of my own, you know, accommodation and all the rest of it, but it was still free because it was in NHS and it was in Scotland. And a lot of people don't get that. And I have to realize that I am so privileged, it's hard to take. Like, I am so lucky. And it's all down to my parents. I mean, I did a lot of hard work, but really, not really. I was born in a good country. I'm white, I'm young, I'm fairly okay looking, you know. And I have a cute accent, don't I? People will just listen to me. So it's important to what I have to say. It's important that I have to say something that's worth listening to, I think. And I have to be careful about what I say and mind what I say. Because, or maybe they'll just listen to my accent and go, oh, she's so cute, listen to her little accent, how adorable. Because that happens quite a lot. I could be saying something really important about their results and they'll be like, so where are you from in Ireland? And I'm like, did you not hear what I was saying about your smoking affecting your lungs? Nope, all right, never mind. So maybe it won't work, but I feel like I do have to say something because I'm in a position of privilege. Other white people will pay attention to this white person. Look, I'm blending into the background. That's how white I am. If you just put away my hair, you can't see me. I'm invisible now. But it's true. And that's what I've realized this week. Now I'm going to look back at this and see if this is suitable to put in the podcast. It's probably not. What am I doing? Was I going to say something else to introduce the podcast? I don't know. Awkward silence. Just wanted to add, I do not mean to be arrogant when I say that people will listen to me. I just mean that other people like me tend to talk to me about things quite racist topics. And I try and shut them down, but a lot of the time it's in my job. People try and kind of suck me into a conversation about, you know, different cultures and different people taking over white countries. And I feel like sometimes I shut them down and I say, well, that's not true, is it? And they actually pay attention to what I say. That's what I mean. You know? I mean, some people just won't listen. Some people just can't put themselves in another person's culture, experience, language, difference. And if someone like myself looks like them and says, actually, though, that's not really true, is it? Because of this and this and this. And then they go, oh yeah. That has happened to me a couple of times. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it happens where they want to change the subject altogether and just leave. But whatever, I try my best. Oh, I also want to mention, in the next part, I am wearing the same dress as the last time. It's my favorite dress. I love it so much. I got it altered, so I cut off the sleeves and I wear it all the time. I have about 3 dresses and you're going to see them all the time. I have very little clothes. I'm working on it. I'm going to make loads of clothes. Ooh! And I also, you'll see this later, but I finished it today because this is like a day later. Well, I didn't finish it, but I finished the 2 bits of my driftwood tee. So I'm going to block these now and hopefully it'll be all sewn up and nice. What I have to do now is I have to block it. So that's the front bit that's blocked. And this is the back bit that's not blocked yet. Look at the difference. It's crazy. But it is row for row the exact same. Miraculously. So I've left big long tails so I can use them to sew it all up. Exciting! It's nearly done. So once it's all sewn up, I just need to pick up around the neck and just do a little garter border. So that's exciting. But you'll see me talk about that later on. So I think I'm going to put this in now. I think I'm brave enough to put this in now. Maybe. Please don't hate me. Because I love you. Guys. Bye. So after all of that, let's talk about some knitting, shall we? So, like I said, I haven't done very much. But last night I decided, oh gosh, I haven't knit in those squares that I said I was going to knit in last week. So this is my Cozy Memories handspun, and I've done the thing again where I knit this side, and I decided that I'm just going to knit it square and then just crochet them together with the end tail of this. I don't know how it's going to work out, but it's fine. Anyway, so this is the tea-stained cotton, and I'm going to take this off because it's just banging and noisy and I don't even know why it's there. That's better. Now, so this is the cotton. What? That's still banging. Something's still banging. Stop banging. That's better. Okay. So the tea-stained cotton merino thing. So down here, these 3 garter ridges are just the cotton when I tried to 3-ply it. And then the rest of it is so much more flexible. You can actually see it's so like tight there. And then the rest of it becomes really flexible. So I'm beginning to knit, like spin really fine. Like you can see this is my first one. And it's just, this is so much, the gauge is so much looser in this than this because I'm still knitting on the 4.5mm needles. But the yarn I'm producing is much thinner. So for this one, which is the one, the red, let me get the ball, where is it gone? For this one, the red and purple mix that I was talking about last week, that I kind of blended them together a little bit more than just taking one bit and just letting it come on. It's much finer again. So I've had to add 3 stitches, 3 stitches from when I picked up down here. I only picked up 23. I needed to pick up 26 maps. So, but it's coming up nice. Nicey nice. And yeah, I'm quite enjoying it. But it's quite simple. So yeah, I'm going to knit it up straight and then use this tail to crochet them together. I don't know why I did that. And now I don't know why. Oh no, I do know. No, I don't. No, I don't know why. I don't know why I started on this side and just said, oh, I could match it up and then I'd only have to do this once. But now I'm going to have to do this twice. Oh, fool. Fool of a took. But she's so cute. And I love the long kind of repeats that I'm getting. So this side is slightly darker. This side is more purpley. It's lovely. Very nice. So that's what I'm doing, just knitting randomly. And I have an amazing parcel that arrived from Sarah of the Dabbling Shepherdess podcast. Sheps 3, Dabbling Shepherdess podcast. Beautiful little stamp. And Sarah took part in my sketch along that happened in the month of September, I think, or October. I can't remember. But she sketched this tiny little ball of yarn, and then didn't she turn it into a stamp? And I got one of her stamp packs. I love it. As a printmaker, that was my first degree. I was a printmaker. This makes me the happiest person alive right now. The cutest. So all of my hand spun is now in this bag. That's the last bit of the cotton. And she also sent me some of her. I don't know where the blue one's gone. It's over there. I see it. But she sent me some of her little spinnies. I love them. So they're going to go into my blanket. So cute. She also sent me some of these singles, and my gosh, they were such gorgeous singles there. Oh my gosh. And there was enough to kind of do a proper little skein of it. I don't know how many there is in this, but there's about 50 yards, I think. 50 meters. And I 3-plied it because it's got these beautiful muted colors in it. And oof, it looks lovely. So that's going to go into my blanket, and it's just silky, silky, silky loveliness. And it's plied up so nice. These lovely kind of, they've kind of got a beige undertone, and this lovely kind of salmony pink, and like a, I don't know if you can see. Oh, you can see them there. They're so beautiful. So I'm in love with this. Love it. It reminds me of the color of Morla or Play-Doh when it's kind of all mixed in together. So when it looks like this, it looks just kind of like a grey blob. But then when you look up close, it's just got all of these beautiful colors in there. I just love it. It just reminds me of my childhood so much. I love it. So that I spun these yesterday, or I spun that yesterday, and I also did a fair bit of spinning yesterday because it's kind of meditative and helpful to get out of my head a little bit, so that was good. We watched a couple of programs. We watched actually a film called The Big Short. Fascinating. If anyone wants to figure out what happened during the recession, it makes so much sense to me now for something that affected my country so much. But while I was spinning, I did, oh, I love these little skeins. I did the Gryffindor colours. Oh, it's the Gryffindor colours. And this is really simple. It was like red and yellow, and I just plied them together. But don't they look so cute? I mean, from here it just looks like a really cool orange. But then when you're plying, oh, it's so lovely. And this is way overspun. Oh, I need to stop overspinning. I think I've kind of hit a bit of a wall, so I need to go back over. So if you see this, you see the way it's doing that? That's not supposed to happen. It's supposed to like stay in a nice long loose loop. If it's spinning like that, I think it's got, hang on, S twist, too much S twist. And I don't know. if that means that there's too much or not enough. I don't know. I need to look into the twist angles and stuff, but like that's just the way it is. So this is after I soaked it and I thwacked it and everything, but yes, so I need to work on that. So yesterday I also spun my favorite skein ever. I cannot get over how beautiful these colors are. Now this teal, I didn't have as much teal as the rest of them, and I was doing kind of like a, you know, every time I'd go, I didn't plan it out very well. So when I'm going to be knitting it, there's going to be a whole section which goes bright teal, it's going to go bright teal, and then slightly darker green, and then a really pale mint. Hang on, let me get it organized for you. So it goes, this is the color repeat. And then as I ran out of different colors all the way along, it just ended up being kind of like, I think the main colors I had was this lighter purple and this middle gray or middle green tone. So it's going to be probably mostly that, but with a few hints of this. So what I think might be good is maybe to make a small little hat out of it and have the green brim at the bottom, and then it'll go up into just, yeah. Busy airplane day. That's annoying. So yes, woo, it's going to be exciting to do something with that. I've got to start knitting my handspun in something other than my handspun blanket. Anyway, put everything back into my wonderful bag from Sarah, and she sent this beautiful coffee. I meant to have this in this cup, drinking it. I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm really excited to start this. So it's herbal coffee, vanilla nut. No, oh, it's a tea bag. Okay, so that's easy because I don't really have a coffee maker thing. Thank you. You're so thoughtful. She also sent a bag of Skittles. Yummy! So, yes. Now, what else have I been working on? I have ripped out some of my Colourwork sweater, and I haven't gone back into it enough, so I'm not going to show you that because I haven't done anything on it really. Well, I have. I spent a day knitting and then pulled it all out again. But anyway, I've mostly been working on my driftwood tee, and I'm nearly there. I had to go and get another ball, which is surprising because I was given more than enough according to the pattern, but my gauge turns out is much smaller row wise. I'm one stitch off width wise, and I'm like, it's supposed to be 33 rows per 4 inches, and I'm knitting 36, which means that I'm using up like, I don't know how many yards, but 6 to 7 yards extra every 4 inches, which is quite a lot. And yeah, so it works out anyway. Myself and Tina went through it. Tina's my new best friend. Tina, I love you. She gave me another bunch of cables, lads. I swear to God, I'm gonna have to do something with that girl. So that day that I went to get another, this is the Inez Morrison Sons Inez 5-ply. Really pretty. Oh, I'm sorry. So shaky and tempting. I went to a pretty spectacular event. The inner city chapter of the Knitters Guild in New South Wales. And I went because, well, Tina's part of it, and also a wonderful, wonderful person from Circus Tonic Handmade was there, selling her yarns. I'm going to put in a little video here.
So did you finish the scarf?
I
Scarf
did.
is done.
I actually have it with me
Does
today.
that mean that the season's over?
It is for that team. They didn't
Oh,
do very well.
right.
They didn't do very
I was
well.
showing my husband it actually.
No, work away, work away.
I didn't realise it felt mad. I thought, you know, you could
Just
do
doing a
this.
little tiny
He was like, no, but cool.
little blurb. It's a very cool
Hannah. Are you having a very good day?
It's all selling out.
Oh, fantastic. I'm not surprised. And no one I think is, so. It was incredible to see all of that beautiful yarn just right in front of me. I couldn't believe it. We showed up at 10:15ish. We got in the door and like everything was like, people were all over that like a rash. So I just picked up a load of stuff and I bought it. This is my new favorite thing. Look at the little bag. It's so cute. And there's some of them that are upside down and some of them are not. And there's one that, oh, hang on, I've got to read them. There's one that's walking, one that's stretching, one that's sleeping, one that's relaxing. And you know my favorite thing is they're all quite like not impressed. They're like a bit annoyed that they're on this bag. They're like, what the hell are you looking at? Unimpressed cats are the best. Look at this one. He's like stretching and he's like, what? Oh, it's so cute. I don't know how this one's supposed to be sleeping. He's sleeping upside down. I know, maybe he's not. Maybe he's sleeping up. Oh no, he's not. Okay. I don't care. Cats can do whatever they want. But it's kind of, it's like a peachy white. It's kind of off-white. And these ones, they're gold kitties. I don't know if you can see. And they're so, this one's super peed off. I can't take it. And on the inside is this beautiful grey polka dot fabric. It's just, I couldn't leave it behind me. But the first one I picked up was this bad boy. Look at this. And I was like, maybe I should only have one. And Hannah's like, I just ran out of that fabric. I was like, it's mine. And look at this beautiful zipper. Like, these are my colours. This mint and grey. And look at the little, they're like dandelion seeds, aren't they? Oh! But my favorite part is when I opened it up. It's little umbrellas. Love it. Love it. So it was just so wonderful to see her there and to meet with her, and I'm really excited to be doing an interview with her. I've organised to have an interview with her, and I'm putting it out next week because we need to finish up a few things on it. She is just, so Hannah is Circus Tonic Handmade. This is her little shop, and I bought 3 skeins of her beautiful work. So I had to, of course, buy everything. Anyway, I needed to get some tonals, and look at these beautiful tonals. You know, they go well so, what am I trying to say? They go so well with everything. Like this really beautiful kind of blue grey. It's this is called Spangled Drongo. Amazing. This is on her Jubilee sock, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 464 yards long, 425 meters, and 100 grams. Spangled Drongo. And this is the Grey Hawk, and it's just, oof, it's just beautiful. It's, oh, I love it. I love it. And it's going to go so well with something, I don't know what. And then this one was kind of a wild, I love it choice. And this is the King Quail in the Jubilee sock as well. These are all in the Jubilee sock. And it's this beautiful purple with this really beautiful soft mauvey pink. And oh, it's just really pretty. And she was mentioning, like, she did a little talk in the Knitters Guild, and she was saying how she's quite light-handed with her dyes, so they don't. She tries as much as possible to reduce any chance of colour fading or anything like that. And you'll hear more about that in the interview next week. So I just wanted to say thank you so much, Hannah, for everything, and it's gonna be awesome. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with these yet. So I have also been, what else have I been doing? Not much else really. Have I done any more on my sock blank? I think I've done two more. Oh, that's not bad. I've done 2 more on these. Just small little thingies. And they're James's socks. And this is the Bakery Bears Azim's Dream. I did a pair of socks for myself in those. So that's kind of all that I've done today or this week. Not very much for reasons I've told you already. And I'm going to pop in a few little videos around Sydney that we went on little adventures around Sydney. And I hope that you have a lovely day, you have a lovely week, and I hope that everyone is recovering from the funness that's happened. I also want to mention actually that the knitting community really has stumped right up, you know, like holy moly, it's been so lovely to be part of this knitting community, and it's helped me get me out of my head. On Saturday when I went to the Knitting Guild, I went to, and there was so much there was classes on beading and knitting nups and putting like lace into your knitting, and I'm gonna pop in videos of those as well. And it was just lovely to take my mind off stuff, to show that there were loads of people that wanted to talk about something completely different. And I've been gifted a load of patterns from wonderful people. I want to thank you so much, those people who sent me patterns, and I've sent out more patterns as well to push it on, and I've entered every single paying it forward cal possible, because people have been so generous with giveaways and just to really help with the mood, and it's brought me a lot of hope for the future, and thank you very much for that. I've really needed it this week. when you feel helpless in the face of something that will affect you, it's nice to see that there are people out there in the world that do care and that do want to pass on goodness and happiness and acceptance and diversity and love. So I love you. Don't care who you are, I love you. And try and listen to each other. That's my message for today. Bye.
Drinking straw. Drinking straw. Oh. This one is
The beading section. This is our wonderful teacher, Deb. Say hi, Deb. Hi. We're getting ready to learn all about the beautiful art of beading.
okay. Beading.
Okay.
Those ones. And they're okay too. But up here, on this side, I've got those. Right, those pink ones. And on that side, I've got those ones. And they really stand out, and I think they really actually work well. And that was an experiment on my behalf last night too. You know, I picked out a whole lot that I thought would work well, and I thought, let's just give these a go and see what happens.
They don't look pink.
They don't look pink at all, do they?
enough
But they,
contrast.
yeah, they give you a little bit of a sparkle. Because I actually quite like this.
I like those too.
Yeah,
Yes, I do too.
everybody likes those ones.
Sparkle, but
It's a very light and pretty.
Yeah.
it's amazing, isn't it? The
It
difference.
is amazing. And just looking at to begin with, if you told me they're all the same, I would have believed you because I hadn't really.
Looked in, yes.
It's another level of attention.
Yeah.
Put a lot of
It's great because it gives you something else to buy.
And that's really all we want. It's just an excuse to buy things that are super
No,
pretty.
they don't. Nowhere near as much space.
And they're relatively cheap.
Okay. So you put your stitch back on. Oh, I see.
And then you
So it's just, I can't see the end of that thing. Is it just a tiny little hook?
It's a 1 mil crochet hook.
Right.